Veganism is an ideology and method of living which looks for to exclude, as much as is possible and practicable, all types of exploitation of, and viciousness to, animals for food, clothes or any sort of other function, and through expansion, markets the progression and use of animal-free alternatives. This is a crucial standpoint to take into consideration once you reviewed the remainder of the publication. In diet conditions, it denotes the strategy of distributing with all products derived fully or to some extent from creatures. Quote, The above movement seems in a recent research through Saffron, 1984. He mentioned, in contrast to other food teams, it was discovered that higher dietary sugar content was not linked along with far better health and wellness. This searching for was shown in a randomized controlled trial of fruit product intake and a cross-sectional study where people who eaten fruit product were compared to taking in non-fruit fruits, specifically. There are many techniques to take advantage of vegetarian living. The only way to comprehend the effect of consuming pet products is to consume a whole vegetation diet regimen. All plants and animals are useful, and the food sector's enthusiasm in animals is to generate a lot of vegetation choices that are going to assist us and nourish us. However, these plant choices are not automatically bad for you. It's only that we require to obtain that out of the way and get to the factor where we don't require to think concerning it. However, one factor all vegans possess in common is a plant-based diet plan staying away from all animal foods items such as meat, including fish, seafood and pests, dairy products, eggs and honey, as properly as avoiding animal-derived components, products tested on pets and area that utilize CRE. I'd be shocked if there is actually no proof of this developing where the animal legal rights protesters, animal well-being groups, and animal rights activists were concerned, the spokesman added. Although the vegan diet plan was specified early on in the vegan society's starts in 1944, it was as overdue as 1949 before Leslie J. Cross pointed out that the community lacked an interpretation of veganism. The group's only interpretation of veganism was being vegetarian. The remainder is past history. After the founding members of the Vegan Society were replaced in 1946 after the overview of a brand new specification of veganism, the motion developed and was looked at to be even more than simply a fringe activity. He proposed the principle of the emancipation of creatures from profiteering through man. The very most essential of these is, in my point of view, the repudiation of restraint, which means the end of that which he thought was intrinsic in the institution. It is currently identified that an liberation of pet could go well according to the principle showed in the initial text message. It is not to be comprehended to mean the termination of enslavement for all.